Hey guys, this is Mehul Mehta. I'm recording this video so that I can answer multiple questions on quantitative finance. I do regularly post a lot on LinkedIn, and I get a lot of different questions by the students. So in this video, I'll be covering various questions. That is, what is quantitative finance? What are the prerequisites required for quantitative finance? If let's say you are planning to pursue a master's in quantitative finance or financial engineering, what courses you should look at, and what are the qualifications you can do. The fourth is what are different roles that you can target in this field. So I'll be helping you with all these different questions, and let's get started. So I've created a small presentation which I'll share it with you. So I hope it's visible to everyone. So yeah, that's me, Mehul Mehta, and let's get started. So quantitative finance, right? I mean, of course, people think it's all mathematics or is it all statistics? But I want to break this. Quantitative finance, it's a mix of mathematics, statistics, finance, programming, and economics. So it's the combination of all these five things, right? So it isn't so when someone says, oh, quant, it doesn't mean that it's only heavily focused on mathematics or is it heavily focused on computer science? No, it's a combination of different fields, right? That is mathematics, statistics, economics, finance, and programming. So let's I want to walk you through my background about how was my experience being a quant, and I'm in this field for more than 4+ years. So I'll tell a little about myself, and then I'll cover the prerequisites. So back in 2018, I graduated from VIT University, Vellore. I did my undergraduate in electronics engineering. So when I was in last semester of engineering, I got an opportunity to work at PwC in their risk and regulatory department. So there, I was working on a credit risk project, and thereafter, I got a full-time job from that internship. So more or less, I believe at PwC I worked for a tenure of 3 years, and then at PwC, since you work for different clients, so I did a combination of market risk, credit risk, and derivative pricing. But at PwC, I felt that there is a need of pursuing a higher qualification. So that's why I plan to pursue my master's in financial engineering. So I did apply to various colleges for financial engineering in United States, but I ended up pursuing my master's at North Carolina State University, and I did my master's. The name of the master's program was Masters in Financial Mathematics. So financial mathematics, financial engineering, quantitative finance, computational finance, they all are the same. It's just that one or two subjects here or there, but the core subjects will remain the same. So I did my master's at NC State University. My experience at the university was wonderful. I learned a lot about how to use Monte Carlo simulation for pricing exotic derivatives and how to price different fixed income products. So I really learned a lot. So after graduation, I had couple of offers, and then I decided to go with Regions Bank. So at Regions, I was working as a AVP, and my main work was to build different statistical and mathematical model for the bank. So I was heavily involved in building deposit models, liquidity models, different um, different interest rate models for the bank. So after that, recently I have joined Charles Schwab in their risk and modeling team. So overall, if you see, like I'm in from the starting of the career, I'm in some sort of financial domain. So and from the initial only, I'm working on building different, I'm working on building different either statistical or mathematical models. So yes, so that was my experience. Now coming on, what are the educational, what are some of the prerequisite that is required what is that is required for quantitative finance, right? I mean, this is like the most common asked question to me. See, the thing is, I'll say you one common thing. See, the undergraduate degree, most of us who come into quantitative finance, we are engineers, right? So we are very good with mathematics, we are good with statistics, we are good with computer science. The area where we engineers lack is finance. So we should, so if someone is coming from an engineering background, I will say you are a very good fit for a quantitative finance job. And I'll highly suggest to make sure that I understand that your background in mathematics and computer science, it's good, but at the same time make sure that you understand the finance side of it. You should understand what is derivatives, what are different types of derivative that are traded in the market, what is fixed income, what are different types of fixed income, why do bank use derivatives, right? Or maybe why do banks use fixed income products? So make sure that you have a good understanding of the finance side of it. Let's assume that if someone is coming from a BCom background or a BBA background, right? So I understand that you guys have a very good understanding about the finance side and the economic side, right? So make sure that you do couple of courses on calculus, you level 1, level 2, or linear algebra. I would say Khan Academy on YouTube, it's a very good resource. And also you can find couple of good courses on Coursera. Like you can find calculus level 1 course on Coursera. So I guess you should go for that. At least see, make sure that whatever topics are covered in calculus level 1, level 2, and linear algebra, make sure that you understand the topic. I know that things might be little overwhelming for you, since you are coming from a commerce background to a very technical background, maybe heavy mathematics or statistics. But don't worry, once you get a hang of it, things will look good in the end. So if someone is coming from bachelor's background, make sure that you understand mathematics. And also I think that programming is something that is not taught in the in a bachelor's in bachelor's of finance or bachelor's of economics or BCom degree. So make sure that you should start with Python. Python is a very friendly language to begin with. There are multiple resources available online. So I'll highly recommend to pursue Python as your first programming language. So, so, so that was the prerequisite. Now, the question is, what all educational background is, what kind of education is required to become a quant, right? So at least in India, right, I do not see a lot of institutes which are offering professional master's degree or PhD programs in quantitative finance. So the market in India, it's still picking up, but at least the market, I mean the uh, the master's degree in US, it's very professional, right? So I'll highly suggest, so if someone is looking for pursuing a master's degree in US, you should either go for a quantitative finance, financial engineering, or computational finance if you're planning to pursue a master's, right? So, and if let's say if you cannot come to US, and if let's say you are in different countries like India, Pakistan, China, right? Make sure that wherever you are pursuing your master's in quantitative finance, your master's should have all this coursework, that is risk management, options and derivatives, fixed income, financial mathematics, stochastic calculus, statistics, econometrics. Programming is optional because I understand, but if you don't know programming, then you can take some classes of programming. So if your master level course covers all this topic, I mean, your master level course has taught you a good level of what you will be using in your day-to-day day-to-day roles and responsibilities at your office. So I feel if this coursework is something that your master's degree is offering, it's a very good coursework. Also, certification like FRM, it helps you to understand the risk management at a bigger level. So if let's say you are coming, if so for all the engineers who are coming from a technical background, right? I'll highly suggest to go for FRM, because it will help you to enhance your knowledge about the financial market, not just the financial market, but it will also help you to understand how the risk looks in the financial market. So that is all. The next question is, I received this question multiple times, like, what does employer looks in a quant, like what all skill sets are required for being a quant, or how can we become a better quant at the workplace, right? See, the thing is, as I said, there are five things that are important: mathematics, statistics, programming, finance, and economics. So if you can make sure that you have a very strong end in all these five different pillars of quantitative finance, you will be amazing at your job. So, so I just want to cover the topics. So from mathematics and statistics, I'll highly suggest you to learn calculus, linear algebra, probability, and stochastic calculus. These will be, so if you are in a market risk job, or um, if you are in a quant researcher job, right? Definitely, I guess mathematics is one thing that will come very handy, because when you are working as a quantitative researcher, you'll have to read a lot of research papers which are very highly mathematical, and there'll be a lot of stochastic calculus in those research papers. So to understand what it is trying to say, you should understand the basic concepts of math. So make sure that if you are aiming for a quant researcher position, you should understand, or even a normal quant analyst position, you should understand basics of calculus, linear algebra, probability, and stochastic calculus. Second is financial knowledge, right? As I said, like for engineers who are coming, who do not have any financial background, I'll highly suggest make sure that you understand the derivative market and the fixed income market. Third thing is programming. See, more or less, if you are a quant, you will be programming day in day out, right? So it's very important to learn programming. Now the question comes: which programming language should we learn? Should we learn Python? Should we learn R? Should we learn C++ or MATLAB? I'll highly suggest, if you are a fresher, if you are aiming for commercial banks, regional banks, or investment management firms, Python is a very good to go language. But if your aim is trading in high frequency HF, let's say if your aim is going into a trading firm or a HFT firm, I'll highly suggest you to work on your C++ skill set, because even in the interviews, you will be asked multiple uh, questions on C++. So I'll highly suggest, if you are aiming for a trading firm, or if you are aiming for a HFT firm, make sure your C++ is good to go. But if, let's say, you are someone who enjoys decent amount of programming, I'll suggest start. Python is a very friendly language. Even at my work experience, starting from PwC, regions, and my current job, I am using Python only. I have never used C++ in my whole career, uh, but I have only used Python. Fourth is algorithm development. See, if you are planning to go into algo trading, then algorithm development is a very important skill. I'll say that this is an optional skill set to have. I'll not say that this you should have, because not every jobs require algorithm development. If you're someone who enjoys dealing with the financial market, who enjoys developing algorithms for generating signals, maybe building different bots or something like that, I feel like algorithm development is a good to go place. But again, it's a optional skill set, and it's not every bank does not needs algorithm development. Risk management, this is the most important. If you see, 70% of the jobs are into the risk management. I mean, I'm referring to 70% of the jobs in quant, they are into the risk management. So make sure that if you are aiming for market risk or credit risk, you should understand the concepts very clearly. If let's say I come to market risk, you should understand what is value at risk, what is expected shortfall, what is duration, what is convexity. If you go for Greeks, right, you should understand what is delta, gamma, rho, theta, vega. So you should understand the market risk side of it. And if you're going for credit risk, you should understand how can we develop a PD, LGD, and EAD model, where PD stands for probability of default, LGD stands for loss given default, and EAD stands for exposure at default. So make sure that if you are aiming for a risk management jobs, you should understand both the credit risk and the market risk. Um, Also, liquidity risk and other kinds of risk are also there, but mostly what I have seen is credit risk and market risk has the most amount of jobs. Investment strategies, machine learning, and AI. Of course, like, see, machine learning, I feel like everyone should know, because as we are maturing so much in machine learning, I feel like this is a must skill set, because more or less someday you will be, if let's say you are building any model, you might use machine learning, right? See, even I was working for for a regional bank, that is a back at my previous employer. Still I was working on different machine learning models, because those models were not directly reported to the regulators, but instead those models that I built were more from the business, were more for the business team, to understand how how the portfolio will change, how balances will increase or decrease for the bank. So make sure that you should learn different machine learning algorithms, how to clean the data, how to perform feature selection, what to do if the model is underfitting, overfitting. So you should have machine learning. I feel, it has great power. So coming on, like, what are the different kind of roles you can see in the quant finance industry? See, as I said, like quant researcher, quant developer, quant analyst, quant validator, quant trader, and quant data scientist. These are certain roles which I feel are um, very common in this industry. So let's say now I'll tell you. Basically, I'll give you an idea of how to find which roles will suit you. See, if you are someone who enjoys a lot of mathematics, right? Reading, solving different mathematical equation, or let's say reading different research papers which has a lot of mathematics involved, but again the application is towards the finance side, then quant research is one area where you can contribute to. So, because for quant researchers, these people basically develop and improve models, right? All the mathematical models. So these people will be either building a very new model, or maybe let's say if we have a existing model, they will be improving that existing model, right? So if you're very good with mathematics, I'll highly suggest you to go towards quant researcher. Quant developers, right? See, someone who has a very good programming background, right? So these people are mostly engineers from computer science background. So if you are someone who enjoys coding, or who enjoys implementing the model, and the who enjoys the software part of it, right? So I'll suggest like quant developer is one such role where you should target. Quant analyst. See, I always say, if you are someone who enjoys a little bit of math, a little bit of programming, a little bit of financial market, then quantitative analyst jobs are perfect for you. It's not very heavy on either side. Of course, it requires the knowledge and the skill set. That is, you will definitely be programming, and you will definitely be interacting with the markets, or maybe with the credit risk side of it. But it's a very lovely job. Like, I feel everyone should start with a quant analyst if you're not very sure where you are targeting. Also, risk management, like credit risk jobs, market risk jobs, they also come under quantitative analyst jobs. Now, the fourth kind of job is quant validators. See, let's say if the quant researcher, developer, analyst if the quant analyst, let's say, has built a model, right? Now there should be someone who can validate the model, right? So these are people are called validators. So what validators will do is basically they will validate the complete model. So uh, I'm working on I'll give you a very simple example. So let's say I'm working on a linear regression model, right? So what a validator will does is it will check whether the assumptions of linear regressions are met or not. So let's say there are different assumptions like multicollinearity, autocorrelation, linearity, homoscedasticity. So the validator will check whether the assumptions are met or not. The validator will perform different statistical tests to check if the assumptions are met. Also, like, they will check what process have you followed, starting from getting the data in, cleaning the data, and picking the variables, performing feature selection. There will be a lot of so the quant analyst team and the quant validator team, there's a lot of, I mean, these are some two teams which I feel have a lot of conversation, because analyst team will be developing the model and validator will be validating. So I feel like even when I was at the bank, I feel like I had a lot of discussions with the validator, why I have done this, why I have done that, is the data source correct, or things like that. So if you are someone who enjoys validating others' work, I feel Quant Validator is a very lovely profile to begin with. Quant data scientist. See, the thing is, you will not see any job which will say quant data scientist, but I feel that there are some jobs in the quant domain which requires high amount of data scientists, right? Data science. When I say data science, I mean, having the knowledge of machine learning, having the knowledge of natural language processing. So I'll suggest. So that's why I've named this as quant data scientist, which basically means that the knowledge of data science is very important, is very integral, and this will be required for building different machine learning models, or whatever skill set is required is more towards the data science domain. Quantitative traders, see, the thing is, everyone loves applying, everyone loves, like, everyone wants to become a trader. But let's think on the, let's think, right? See, traders job are the lowest in numbers. If you see, at least in United States, if you see, there'll be hardly, very few job openings for traders, and there'll be multiple, applications and thousands for traders. So I'll highly suggest, if you're someone who are new to this domain, right? Just don't directly apply for quant trader, because a quant trader, he should have the right financial knowledge. He should understand the portfolio. He should understand the algorithms. He should have a good understanding about the risk management things. So I'll highly suggest becoming a trader. It's very, very, very competitive. So, but again, it's of course, it's a very high paying job, so that's why most of the people apply for it. But again, if you're I'll highly suggest, if you're someone who's just starting in this industry, maybe you should apply for a quant analyst role, or a quant validator role, because the possibility of you getting into those roles will be very high as compared to you getting into a trader role. So, that was all about this video. If you have any questions, please do post in the comment section, and I will read all the comments. And I wish you all the very best. And I can assure you that the quantitative finance domain, it's very interesting. Of course, you might think, it's kind of tough to get in, but I can assure you that all the hard work that you put in this field, you will be definitely getting rewarded. So I wish you all the best, and thank you. Bye.